6 minutes to end the show. Shout on one, the Big Y 107.9 FM. You're in for more. And like I said earlier, though, we do have a special guest coming through the show today. And most definitely, I'm going to let my boys do the honors. Rev Eskins, welcome to Shouts on Y. Your first time on Shouts on Y.
Yes, man. Thank you so much, AJ.
And it's good to have you.
Why am I nervous? That is on my show blog.
Yep.
I'm sure the listeners are wondering why we're here. We're here this afternoon basically to introduce two guests. We have actually three, but four, but two decided to speak to us. I'm sure you guys know our affiliation and relationship with the BBC brand. Today we were visited by reps from BBC, and so we just thought it wise to come on Shouts on Y and introduce them and basically have a quick chit chat with them. So for listeners who know my voice already, it's the ref, but let me introduce to you Steve Martin from the BBC World Services, and Hannah. Hannah is the production lead for she's the presenter.
I'm the presenter of What in the World on the BBC World Service. What in the World on BBC
World Service. And yes, and which we're about to have on here as well.
Fantastic.
We have the word in 2 minutes, at the top of every hour, but we're about to introduce this as well. So she's here with us. But Steve is our guy.
It's lovely to be back at the Mighty Y.
Good to hear Steve's voice. So a little backstory, guys. I had my first encounter with Steve in 2022. He did a very brief training for us, and he was such a great teacher. He's very, very patient and loves to understand everybody the way they are. Thank you so much for that experience. But what brings you guys back to Ghana, and why are we here on YFM today, Hannah?
Well, I'm here with a team that are looking for stories, the things that people in Ghana are interested in talking about, and stories that we want to take back, edit. We make a podcast, a daily podcast. It's called What's in the World. So every day we go into a different topic in about 15 minutes, and it's news and current affairs from across the world for 16 to 25-year-olds. And while we've been here, we have been meeting people doing amazing things. So we met Abigail Korte, who is Ghana's first female world champion boxer. And that was incredible. We got to go to her house in Jamestown. We saw where she trains. We met her coach. So we're going to be doing a special episode about that, about women who are championing sports that are typically more male-dominated. And we have been looking at the impact of fast fashion and fashion waste and how that is affecting local communities in Ghana. We went to Usherfort Beach yesterday morning, 7 a.m., and they were doing a beach cleanup, and it was shocking to see the things that had washed up on that beach. And then we went to Cantamanto Market, and we saw where so many of the clothes, the brands, the things that I wear back home, where so much of that is ending up. And we spoke to sellers about the things that they're able to dye and resew and remake and sell on, and then how much waste there is and how much a problem that is. And we spoke to the Orr Foundation about what they're doing to try and solve that problem and make new things out of old clothes and textile waste.
Beautiful. Your work sounds interesting, but I'm very moved to ask. I mean, when you pick stories like this, I mean, we're here and we get updates of things that are happening around the world. It's exciting, it's informative. How do people around the world, I mean, you travel all over the world, when they hear stories like what's from Ghana, what are some of the reactions,
People love stories that have a local feel but global resonance. These themes, whether it is champions in sport or fashion and the environment, these really matter to people. These really matter to our audience, and I'm sure it really matters to your audience, to your people listening too. These are the things that we care about, whether it's our relationships, our work, our finance, but also news, the big topics, things that help you feel a bit better informed about the world you live in and help you make better decisions.
Perfect. Steve, I have a very special question for you. I grew up knowing BBC. The brand is still here. You guys are constantly taking over the world, doing new things, basically keeping the world informed. How do you guys keep up? How do you do this? What kind of elements do you put together to maintain a brand for so many years like this?
It's all about trust, because there's so much media you can't trust. There's so much flow of data that you see on social media all the time. And what's your first question? Can I trust this? Do I know what this is about? And what we find is that people will see some information on social, on television, on a radio station, and then they turn to the BBC to see if it's true. And the reason for that is that we are utterly impartial, we're independent, and we can report solely in the interests of the audience. So those principles have always underpinned what the BBC does. And the reason I'm here this week is to see how this very dynamic, fast-moving media market in Ghana is changing. Last time I was here with you at YFM, you didn't have YTV. This is a new initiative. It's very exciting. And it's just indicative of the speed of change in this market. So I'm here to learn how we can better serve audiences right here in Ghana.
And we're grateful. But since you've been here, have you enjoyed any of our meals yet?
Yet to have my first Kelly Welly.
I have really enjoyed the fried plantain with everything.
Oh,
I had a
nice.
grilled tilapia with fried plantain, and it was delicious. But I
Hannah
didn't
has had
touch
it
the
all.
chili sauce. Too spicy. Too spicy.
If you play with our spices,
You will get burnt.
You will get burnt. But yeah, do try our banku still. Maybe they have a way to neutralize
it for me, for
I
my
like to use the word
taste buds.
neutralize. Just use ketchup on there, and it's going to really balance it for you. But
I look
thank
forward.
you so much for visiting us. For us here, we're grateful. And I mean, on behalf of management, the station, we're really grateful for considering us for projects like The World in 2 Minutes and the ones you're about to bring on board. We're Ghana's #1 urban news station, so we take pride in partnerships like this. We look forward to having you guys come back sometime soon. I mean, how many more days do you have left in Ghana?
Wait till Saturday.
Yeah,
We've
just
got a
until the
couple more.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to see. Maybe you guys will see us in town. We'll definitely update you on where Steve and the team, Hannah, all of us will be at sometime soon. But for now, we're done. I think AJ has to wrap up on his show. But thank you so much. If there are any other words you want to share, Hannah wants to start.
Thank you so much for being so welcoming. We have loved how vibrant Ghana is and how warm everyone that we've met, how much they want to talk to us and tell us their stories. And we really hope that we can keep this relationship up going forward. We want to
beautiful.
hear from you guys, and we want to tell you our stories too.
Beautiful. Steve?
Yeah, thanks for the warm welcome. It's always a great pleasure to visit the team here at Y.
Welcome, Steve. So that's the team from BBC, but of course, I'm officially handing over back to the regular host, Shatawai. Sorry for taking your time, Mariah.
Anytime. Thank you, Rev Eskin. Of course, thanks to our guests from BBC. It was a pleasure having you in the studio today. But I have one question, though, to ask them.
Yes.
Yeah, I have one question to ask them, though. Since you've been in Ghana, right, I'm more into like the entertainment. My question is, are there any songs that you've heard you liked whilst in Ghana?
I'm going to take a lead from you because you're the music man. You're sat there by the decks.
Right.
So come on, you recommend the songs that I should be listening to. And
Okay.
Who's the hot artist here in Accra right now?
The hottest right now, I'll let you listen to Kwekusma. I don't know if you're more into rap music, because I don't know, that's one of the things the youth right now are into. So when
Yeah.
it comes to rap music, but let me give you more Afro, music that is worldwide. So people like King Promise. Yes, one like King Promise. We also have artists like Olive the Boy. Olive the Boy has good songs. You can check him out, of course, definitely.
And
I'm
then
sure.
shake it to the max.
I'm gonna write those
shit.
down, and we'll take those back to DJ Edu, who does a fantastic
Definitely,
Afrobeat show on the BBC. Yeah.
But it was great having you here in the studio of YFM 107.9 FM. It's always a pleasure having you, and we hope that you come back again, though.
They will.
Always will.
Yes. All right, folks. So that's how we end it right here on the big Y 107.9 FM. Shouts on Y, folks. Coming up next is 2 minutes around the world with BBC, and then it follows with the drive of your life. My name, and we'll always remain Reg. What else? All right. So my name is AJ Cole, Major the Hottest. Shouts going out to Reggie Reg, the ace on production. As always, we are out. See you tomorrow on a Thursday for the Thursday edition. Throwback music right on the big Y. Have a good day.
Non-stop music on your #1 party station, YFM 107.9.
BBC News. Kenya's president has denounced anti-government protesters, vowing to use whatever means necessary to ensure peace and stability. William Ruto's comments were the first since deadly demonstrations on Monday. Volodymyr Zelensky says the latest Russian attack on Ukraine, using more than 700 drones, is proof that Moscow isn't interested in peace. Ukraine's Air Force said it was the heaviest single bombardment of the war. Greece has announced emergency measures suspending the processing of asylum applications from North Africa after a surge in migrant numbers. Arrivals by boat from the region will be arrested and detained. The southern African nation of Lesotho has declared a state of disaster due to an economic crisis fueled by mass unemployment. The mountain kingdom relies heavily on textile exports. China has unveiled an ambitious youth employment program aimed at finding jobs for a record number of graduates.